People like beer and they'll drive far places to get good beer, and we're lucky enough to be one of those places.
Brandon Wright knows that for a fact. He's the owner of Workforce Brewing, a craft beer brewery in Plainfield.
Sole location, and we like to pride ourselves being a destination location here in Plainfield. Known for a lot of our lagers, IPAs, and imperial stouts. We do brew an imperial stout called Sleepy Bear. It's a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout. We've been lucky enough to win a bunch of awards for that one, so we pride ourselves on that beer.
Not only does he see customers come from near and far during their annual Oktoberfest, but also during a special release of one of his craft brews.
Furthest away that I've seen somebody come is from Kentucky. They came for one of our bourbon barrel-aged Sleepy Bear releases, which we had recently won an award for, and yeah, they drove all the way up from Paducah, Kentucky. There was a limit, it was 1 bottle per person, so they drove all the way to get a single bottle of Sleepy Bear, but it was worth it to them. We are lucky enough that we get people that come in from states away. We get a lot of people from Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Missouri. Part of the tourism side too is when they come to our brewery, they hit other local breweries in the area. So it actually works out for a lot of us that we kind of share in a lot of the clientele. You know, people come from far away to go through and take beer to go, to bring back home, share with their friends.
Yeah, we have seen a huge growth in beer tourism in St. Charles here locally. We are so lucky to have 6 local breweries here in St. Charles. And we created about 2 years ago a beer tour in St. Charles with all 6 of our local breweries. A challenge on our Travel St. Charles app that you can download for free. You can go to check into all 6 of our local breweries. If you go to all 6 breweries, you can do it spread out. You don't have to do it all in one day. And if you do that, then you get a t-shirt that has all 6 of our local breweries on the back.
Alter Brewing and Kitchen is one of them.
We're probably maybe the 20th largest independent craft brewer in the state of Illinois. We've got locations in Downers Grove, here in St. Charles, and Oak Brook. We opened about 6-7 months ago. And we're just known for great food, great beer, and a fun atmosphere. Popular Kid is our flagship beer. It's a pale ale. It's been around for about 6 years now, and it has all the hop brilliance that you would want from a pale ale. Not quite the bitterness that you would have in an IPA. And the name's great. We see about 15% of our reservations come from folks from out of town, and actually in Oak Brook, it's closer to about 30%. Craft beer is still pretty new. You know, it's been around for a while, but only about 15 to 20% of all beer consumed is craft, and that number continues to grow year over year over year. So I think as more people become introduced, when they visit locations, they're going to check out the local brewery.
The Illinois Craft Brewers Guild says more people are traveling to Illinois and exploring the state because of its breweries. Chris Curran, a well-known Chicago chef, and his wife Megan run the Graceful Ordinary restaurant in St. Charles.
We're an upscale American tavern, kind of a modern interpretation of a colonial-style tavern. We cook over a 12-foot wood-fired hearth where we do most of our dishes, and everything kind of ties back into the wood fire. The demographic that we get dining here is from all over the Chicagoland area, really. And I think the breweries are part of a reason why people would come to this area. You can go and hop from brewery to brewery and then go out and have a nice meal.
We don't carry your normal domestics or imports that you would see at other places. We strictly support local breweries.
Every year we do an annual beer dinner. The first year that we did it was in line with the St. Charles 6. Release date, which is the 6 breweries in St. Charles. They all get together and they create one beer as a combined group. And we thought it would be an awesome opportunity for us to get all those breweries involved in a dinner here that was beer centric and beer focused, and then that it could also coincide with that release of the St. Charles 6.
Will County is also seeing some of that tourist traffic pour in.
We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary this year, and our second location in Channahon was opened February of this year. Our craft beer is unique. We have a couple different flagship beers that we do. Our flagship IPA is called Rocket Queen, and that's available all throughout the suburbs and stuff.
Bam Bam is fruited wheat. We won 2021. We won a gold medal for our fruited wheat. It's inspired by the Fruity Pebbles cereal. So we sell that all over the place. It's a really popular beer. We're fortunate in this area to where we have 2 major crossroads not too far from us. A mile away we have I-55 and I-80. So we do get people that are traveling through the area.
And if you head back towards DuPage and Cook counties, craft brewers there are also seeing similar tourist traffic. Brian Widener is the CEO of Pollyanna Brewing and Distilling.
And I think customers are just looking for, a different experience. They can get beer at any bar or restaurant in their hometown, but the experiences we offer with making the product in the same room that they're drinking it, having live bands, food trucks, etc. I think we've always kind of, as a community of craft beer, drawn interest from customers coming into each of our locations. So while the brewers are really trained in every style of beer, they really hone in on traditional style lagers. So I would say, really our most metalled beer is an American light lager, or literally the beer that Macro Beer put on the map. So we've won both a gold medal and a bronze medal for light thinking, our American light lager.
When we asked the state's Office of Tourism about beer tourism here, we found out the appeal of Illinois beer growing across the globe.
So we're seeing a really important global uptake with our airlift and visitors from those countries leaning into beer tourism. The one thing that we're doing to put a spotlight on that is we have an Illinois Made Makers program. So we have over 236 makers, and we call these artisans. They are crafters, they're distillers, they're beer makers. Yeah, and I think Illinois is a quality versus quantity story. So we have 7 beer trails right across the state that cover the regional aspect from the bottom of southern Illinois all the way up to Chicago, across to Quad Cities, Rock Island. Visitors are looking for that uniquely Illinois story and how that connects to local communities, how it connects to their own background, and particularly farm to table seems to be a real trend that is resonating, not just from food, but also beer. And so, for example, Tangled Roots in Ottawa here, their hops are grown in a local farm really close to their brewery, and people travel hours to go and have that experience knowing that it's local, it's sustainable. So a lot of our breweries in the state are really leaning into that, and that's top of mind for visitors.
Craft beers really became more popular on the coasts about 10 to 15 years ago. And the Midwest always kind of seems to catch up as it sweeps inland. So right now we're at an incredible time that almost every brewery in Illinois is making really, really good award-winning beer.
I think the water source probably has a lot to do with it. Lake Michigan has some of the best brewing water. Illinois has got some of the best beer around compared to Denver and New York and Portland and a lot of the other ones that are known for being brewery cities. Illinois has really been booming in the last few years.
We've all kind of worked together. We all know each other. We all have different concepts in a lot of ways. And frankly, we all kind of win together. I think we're finally on the map.